Hello everyone. Today we're going to start new unit, which is polygon. First lesson in the polygons unit is angles of polygons. When I say angles, that include both interior and exterior angles of each polygons. Interior angles refer the angles created by two segments or two sides, and it resides inside each polygons. And exterior angles is created by extended line and the shape by itself. So for this example in pentagon, this angle is an example of exterior angles. Okay. All right. So now we're going to figure out how do we calculate the sum of all the interior angles of each different kind of polygons. So let's start with this easy shape. In triangle, we know that there are three sides, right? That is the definition of triangle. And if you look at this shape, you can fit in only one triangle, right? And then sum of all three angles equal to what? 180 degrees, right? Now we're going to move on to quadrilateral. Okay, it has four sides. Quad has to do with four, okay? And then if I plot a segment inside quadrilateral, I can create two triangles, okay? And then sum of all four angles equal to what? 360 degrees. So up until this point, we've learned so many times, we already kind of know by heart, right? So let's move on to a bit more complicated shape. Pentagon, penta means 5, so it has 5 sides. And once I plot two segments, I can create 1, 2, 3 triangles, right? So now it comes in handy to know what is the sum of 3 angles in triangle. We know that sum of 3 angles in triangle equals 180 degrees, right? So to find the interior angles of pentagon, you can just add interior angles of all 3 triangles all together. Means once you do 180 times 3, because there are 3 triangles, that will get you sum of all 3 angles inside the pentagon. Let's move on to next shape, hexagon. Hexagon has 6 sides. And if we do the same thing as above, I can plot 3 segments, and then I can fit in 1, 2, 3, 4 triangles, right? And then in the same way, I can do, since there are 4 triangles, when you add all together, that will get you sum of all the interior angles inside the hexagon, okay? Heptagon is, hepta itself means 7, so it is a 7-sided shape. And then in the same way, we can see the pattern here. If you look at the pattern from number of side to number of triangles, number of side to number of triangles, what pattern do you see? It's always what? So let me just do this way. Number of side is n. What happens here? Subtract 2 will give you number of triangles you can fit in, right? So you can extract that in heptagon, you can fit in 5 triangles. As a result, how do you find the sum of interior angles? 180 times 5 will get you sum of all 7 angles inside the heptagon. So now I'm going to move on to formula, and then we're going to use that formula to find sum of all angles in octagon. So here S represent sum of interior angles. Like hexagon, all 6 angles, triangle, adding all 3 angles all together. That's what S represent, okay? What kind of pattern do we see? We counted number of triangle you can fit in and multiply by 180, right? So sum of interior angles in triangle equals this. So you're gonna subtract number of side by 2, right? From this pattern, and then multiply by 180 because 180 is sum of all 3 angles in triangle, Okay, if you use that formula, octagon, octa means 8, and then you can use this, right? Sum equals 8 times 2, that gets you 6, right? Times 180 will give you 1080 degrees. Okay? If you are given regular polygon means all sides are equal. Like this a pentagon, this is regular pentagon because all 5 sides are equal, which means all 5 angles are congruent. Regular hexagon here, all 6 sides are equal, means all 6 angles are congruent. Okay, so how do you find measure of one angle? This is how you find it. Once you find the sum of all angles, you can divide by number of side. Okay, so n still represent number of side. Okay, so that's how you find it. Let's say, for example, hexagon, right? Hexagon, all the sum is 720 degrees, right? How many sides in hexagon? 6. So as a result, measure of each angle, one angle is 120 degrees, okay? For any shape, exterior angle, sum of exterior angles, always 360 degrees. There's no exception. Even 20-sided shapes, polygons, 4-sided shape polygons, they all have sum of extra angles of 360 degrees.